First of all, I would like to say good morning, everyone. We are going to inaugurate this 2016 European BIM Summit. We will start with the formal part to open the session, and Jordi Gonçalves, the president of the Barcelona Quantity Surveyors, Technical Architects and Building Engineers Association will open, and on behalf of the organizers, he will take the floor. Good morning.
Bon dia. Good morning. Honorable
Meritxell Borràs i Soler, Governance and Institutional Relationships Regional Minister,
Secretari General d'Habitatge de la Generalitat de Catalunya,
Housing General Secretary for the Catalan Government,
representants de l'Ajuntament de Barcelona,
representatives of the Barcelona City Hall and also local administrations, deans and presidents of the different colleges, directors of the different universities and schools, representatives of the different associations, representatives of the Union Trades of Catalonia. I want to welcome you to the second edition of the European BIM Summit that we opened today in this great place, the World Trade Center in Barcelona. As the president of the CAATEP and also the promoter of this European Summit, I am honored to welcome you here in our city, in Barcelona, a city that represents a good example of adaptation to new trends and also the focus for the outreach of new technologies and innovation. The European BIM Summit was born as a debate summit and also a forum where we could bring to the table the current situation of the building sector in Europe. It was sought by professionals for professionals, with the aim of raising awareness of the need of implementing BIM in our country. The organizers think that the last edition of the summit last year was a reference for the sector, also for similar initiatives and for public administrations as well. We reached many conclusions last year, but today I want to make a reference to what I think was the most relevant conclusion for the sector, the BIMCAT Manifesto. This manifesto is still developing the work schedule with all stakeholders working on it and under the tech coordination in Catalonia. We are also working on the first public promotions with BIM technology in the first stages for those projects. The manifesto was also taken into account by the Spanish Ministry of Development to develop the National BIM Strategy, SBIM, which nowadays is being supervised by INECO. This year, this summit wants to mark the initial point to consolidate the change that counts on different support from different administrations and aims to update the situation of the building sector and professionals in our country. We want to implement the BIM methodologies in their working methods. We cannot let this train depart without us, because that takes us to the point where we can compete with other European professionals and companies. Internationally, BIM has become a specific methodology for the building sector. Countries like Finland, Norway, or Great Britain have been implementing these new systems for years in the projects they carry on. We will take as an example the European Parliament and the directive from 2014 that basically, in order to stimulate the promotion of BIM technologies in the 28 European Union countries, they invited the member countries to promote the use of digital technologies such as BIM for building projects that were financed by public funds beginning in 2016. Also, the decision of the UK, who is the guest country in this summit, of declaring itself a BIM country in 2011 marked a beginning, and it will reach its objective in 2016. Also, we need to take into account the decisions taken in countries like France and Germany, where large amounts of money, of public money, are invested in the implementation of BIM in new industries and projects. We have started to walk the path in Spain. Today we'll hear where we are right now, but we need that public administrations make legislations and promote the sector so that the BIM implementation can be definitive. We need to take the different implementations that neighbors' countries do, and we need to take them as reference, and we need to follow their steps and think of real objectives, but ambitions at the same time. We, from our institution, we took a firm decision some years ago. The promotion of BIM technologies within our profession was the immediate future for the profession. That's why in 2012, from the CATEP, we started an outreach and training plan addressed to our professionals to raise awareness of the importance of BIM in our sector. But we also wanted to bring it to other professionals in the building life cycle. For that reason, with our partners, we wanted to bring to the table the first European summit. The CATEP, the Quantity Surveyor Association, is one of the organizers of this European BIM Summit, and also the BIM Academy and also the Building Spanish chapter. But the CATEP is also one of the presidents of the Building Smart chapter, and we promote different roundtables and international actions so that public administrations and the building sector become aware of how important the change we're living is. A clear example is seeing our active participation in task groups of the SBIM and also in Construim el Futur, which are initiatives to bring on the manifesto from last year. Today we open the second summit edition, where the organizers have prepared some sessions with different formats. We have plenary sessions, we have networking sessions and workshops. And we've done so that you can all interact with the professionals and companies that will take the floor later today. We want you to take as much advantage as possible. We also wanted to incorporate many suggestions we got so that we can have a more cross-sectional vision of BIM. For example, we have civil BIM and little BIM, but also we will talk about large projects that have been developed with the BIM technology. Within the speakers we have this year, I would like to mention our guest country, the United Kingdom, and Mark Biu will be the guest speaker, who is the Director of Engineering, Construction and Strategies, who is also the President of the Working Committee for BIM UK and Building Smart UK. And he will talk how this BIM implementation has been done in the UK and what the future looks like at the short term. Lastly, I want to thank the different administrations, entities, associations, professionals, associations, and partners who have allowed these second editions to come to the light. Also, Our Majesty Felipe VI and the authorities who are part of the honor committee, because they have supported this event. I want to thank the City Council, the Ministry of Development, the Generalitat de Catalunya, and INECO for all their help and complicity to bring this event here. Also, I want to thank Building Smart Spanish chapter and BIM Academy for all their efforts, which has become key to organize this second summit edition. I want to thank Roca, the main partner of the BIM Summit, for all the support that they have given us. I want to thank Autodesk and Construsoft as members of the Software Strategic Group, Celsa Group, Beyond Building Barcelona, CSI Spain, Faro, Hewlett-Packard, Pladur, RIP Spain, Sacir Construcción, Saint-Gobain, Sika, and Topcorn. They are sponsors of this event, and I also want to thank them. I want to thank BIM Community and Constru Radio because they are media partners of this summer. And I want to thank the Strategic Committee members and the 41 institutions that are represented there for all their contributions because they have allowed to enrich this summit. So I want to finish, but before I want to thank you all who are here and from participating in the summit because we have a full room once again this year. I also want to welcome everyone who are following us on live streaming because the organizers of the BIM Summit promoted that all technical schools and technical universities in Spain could follow all the sessions via streaming. So they are following us from their classes in Spain. Thank you very much for your attention. Now, on behalf of the Catalan Government of Generalitat de Catalunya, the Honorable Meritxell Borràs, Governance and Public Administration Minister of Catalonia, will take the floor. Good morning, and thank you very much for being here. I want to welcome you to our city, Barcelona, and also to our country, Catalonia. I want to thank the organizers of this event, the members of the Honor Committee, as well as the Strategic Committee. I want to thank as well, for sure, specifically because of his words to Jordi Gonçalves, who is the president of the Quantity Surveyors, Technical Architects and Building Engineer Association. And I want to say hi to Jesus Silva. He's not here yet, but he will be here briefly, who is the president of INECO, and he is representing the Ministry of Development. The high-speed train appears to have encountered some accidents. He's fine, but he's not here yet. In Barcelona and Catalonia, we want to be in all sessions about innovation and progress. And of course, this Congress is a great opportunity to do so. Let me also thank you for participating in all the sessions we will have over the next 2 days, but I want to congratulate you for celebrating the second European BIM Summit. I know this is an ambitious Congress, and I'm aware that there is a high level of speakers, and of course, this is the best seat so that we can have a great success in this Congress. About a year ago, the BIM Summit was born with a double challenge. We wanted people to know about the BIM, and we wanted to promote its implementation and development. Now, a year later, we see how that first Congress was the first step of something that is still growing. BIMCAT 2015 was the example to follow, and the manifesto was the first stone in a building that we are still working on with this Congress. But I won't be talking about BIM because probably you know it way far better than me. You work on it, you do outreach, you use it, and over these 2 days you will probably talk a lot about all the improvements and good practices and latest technical developments that we are seeing. That's why I'm not going to talk about BIM. But I want to do a brief reflection on why BIM is important and why we need to move forward on its use and implementation. Worldwide population is over 7 billion people. The UN made an estimation that it will be over 11 billion by 2100. In 2014, 50% of population lived in urban areas, and it will go to 56% in 2050, according to UN estimations. Our footprint in the planet, as you can see, seeing at these numbers, is really high. But it can be even worse. At the same time, we demand high quality of life and we want more and better services. Maybe only for a reason of justice. This is the context where we are right now, economically and environmentally. But we can also add the great inequalities that we have. People are lucky or not depending on where they were born, and inequalities are increasing also in our countries and cities. This requires to take action and give an answer. We need to go for efficiency, savings, and resource optimization. We need to do that in all areas, also architecture and building. We need to improve design, building, and planning of our cities, because the conservation of scarce natural resources will depend on that, and also the quality of life of people. For several years now, we've been using a term for almost everything. We've been talking about smart cities, smart mobility, smart lands, smart citizens, smart economy, smart TV. We use it for everything. We want everything to be smart. And it is important when we talk about technology use and also for communication. But we cannot separate it from human capital, training, human and social rights, and the interest for environment. That's what the BIM brings to your work. First, we had draftings and pencils, then we worked with CAD design, and nowadays, the BIM is becoming more essential. Thanks to BIM, we can do virtual design. We can design a building and bring it to reality. And with BIM, we can determine the costs, the maintenance, in a very efficient way. There are no surprises or last-minute things. This is a very important reason so that public administration takes BIM as a reference and a demand for all the projects we carry on. The government of the Generalitat of Catalonia has been a driving force in Europe. That's why we support this working methodology. In order to transform a productive sector, and it offers new opportunities, and at the same time promotes a new attitude towards technologies focused to control, transparency, efficiency, and collaboration in order to have a better welfare for our citizens. When we talk about efficiency, we talk about savings and transparency. Public administration must manage efficiently all the resources in infrastructures and housing, and citizens cannot see delays and other costs that are not planned. We need to meet the requirements for environmental improvements. In order to achieve this objective, having BIM as a basic requisite for our projects, we need to make it more general. We need to increase the technical training for professionals and companies. And this is your work, for sure, and your objective. Congresses like these must help greatly to achieve this goal. And I will finish my intervention the same way I started. I want to thank the promoters of BIM, the quantity surveyors, technical architects and building engineers of Barcelona, the Building Smart Association, the BIM Academy, and I want to welcome you to our city, Barcelona, and also our country, Catalonia. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Que tengan una estancia provechosa y agradable. Y con esto queda, pues,
and therefore the Congress is inaugurated. Thank you.